What's good, y'all? What's good? It's your man Corey Mack. Let's talk about it. Facts and opinions. It's been a while, but I'm back. It's election day. Hey, it's election day. So I want everybody just to check out my conversation with Pete Calendar here. The Pete Calendar Show. Full disclosure, I do not own the copyrights to any of this material, or what I should say, any of his podcast material, any of his audio there. But I do like calling in on talk radio. I love calling in and talking to Pete. He's a good guy. Full disclosure, he's a good guy. But um, I'm not with the foolery. Those who know me, those who know my language on this type of stuff. Um, those who don't and can't bear how I'm talking or how I'm presenting this, hey, it's fine. Appreciate you coming through, clicking that algorithm. But let's jump right into it. Pete Calendar, as you can see, it says election class.
All
Let's go
right,
to
let's go to the
class.
phones. Corey. Hello, Corey. How are you doing today?
Hey, Mr. B, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Full disclosure, I'm not a Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, any of those fictitious.
Watching this video on my
The
pocket.
ad about the young man to me didn't even remotely come near racist, but it did show the man's character. And I thought about how Hunter Biden was done the same way with the laptop, the accusations, things of that nature. So I'm just the one in the middle to say both parties are clowns and comical, and the American people just being fooled.
So, what is the connection between the Hunter Biden laptop story, which was correct and legitimate, and there's evidence that it is true, versus the story about Mark Robinson's comments on a porn site 15 years ago, which could not be corroborated?
So you asked me what's the difference in the two?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you said it was the same.
One
You
is
said
corroborated and one wasn't. You just made that point.
right, but you said they were the same.
Yeah, because they're both comical. They're just used to make sure you can decide on which person to be voted for side.
Wait, so what's your opinion on the Hunter Biden laptop? Do you believe it was real?
I really could care less whether it was real or not.
Why?
It had no bearing on me.
Okay, so do you know?
So, and that's what I think about when I listen to a lot of the stuff they talk about. And we're out here voting. This is election day, right? We're voting. Y'all are voting, and a lot of people are voting on stuff that has no bearing on their life. The border does not have any bearing on my life. The illegal immigrants does not have any bearing on my life. The attack on Israel has no bearing on my life. The protesting for Palestinians' well-being has no bearing on my life. Iran, pissed off with whoever, has no bearing on my life. Ukraine, needing help, has no bearing on my life. So when we talk about electing people to be in office for the people, are we voting for presidents that's going to say, "Hey, we're going to get rid of this ridiculous rent pricing. We're going to get rid of this ridiculous housing crisis that we so speak of because this is the land of the free, home of the brave. This is God's people. This is God's country. We deserve better housing, better health care, low gas prices, better food prices, stuff that really affects my life. You know,
What was on the Hunter Biden laptop, and I'm not talking about the naked
The
pictures.
Russia scandal, the sin of the money,
Right,
that whole spider web.
right. So you don't think it would be important to know if Joe Biden's family is compromised by foreign governments?
and before you hear my answer, you just heard me say a spider web, right? They can sit on there on these talk shows, on these podcasts, and sit there and say, well, oh, the money went to here. the money went to there. Oh, such and such might have done this. Such and such possibly could have done that. Well, maybe this could have happened. Oh, see, oh, they all in. Come on, they'll sit there and play that game with you on talk radio all day, and their listeners be sitting there, yep, 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 yep. Joe sent money to China. Joe was involved with Russia. Joe was involved with the scandal. All of them was involved with the scandal.
No, because all of them are.
All presidential candidates are compromised because they took money from corrupt foreign governments.
All presidents or whatever he just said, I take it back for you to say, are compromised because they took money. That is a no-brainer statement. Are compromised because they took the yeah. Duh. Yes.
All of them are.
All presidential candidates are compromised because they took money from corrupt foreign governments.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Except for Kennedy. We see what happened.
See what I'm saying? Well, not see what I'm saying, but I'm throwing that at you. Kennedy. What happened to Kennedy? Look what happened to Kennedy. And before you want to make your for some, before some want to make their elaborate comparison of Trump fake air pupilling, get out of here with that bullshit.
For him.
Do you think the Kennedys are not corrupted?
You think the Kennedys are not corrupted? The two Kennedys that are no longer here because they took pew-pewings, they ain't corrupted. They was not corrupted. The two Kennedys that took the pew-pewings that are no longer here, they were not corrupted. They didn't take the money. They didn't want to go along with the foolery. They're no longer here.
To a degree.
Okay. So do you vote?
So he agreed with me when I agreed to the fact of when he said the Kennedy. So you're talking about the ones in now. I said, full disclosure, I'm not a Democrat, Republican, liberal, constitutionalist, patriotism, Patriot Act, all that old Tea Party. I'm none of those fictitious parties, none of those stupid ass names, none of those parties, none of them, right? So when he said the Kennedys, if you're talking about the Kennedys of today in office, political office, there is a possibility. There may be, there could be. I don't know them, so I won't put it past them because of the political game nowadays.
Vote at all?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, good talk. I mean, I don't know. So I don't know what do you get out of listening to political discourse then?
Oh, I get to hear the lies, the foolery, the stories,
but you don't believe any
convincing things.
Right, but you don't believe any of it matters.
No, it's all dog and pony and show. Israel runs the show at the end of the day.
Oh, there it is. Israel. It's the Jews, right, Corey? The Jews run us all?
Nah, just that old crazy man over there, whatever his name is.
So
now, I'm going to start ruffling Pete's feathers, per se. You're going to be able to hear it in his tone, in his dialect, in a few. Because, see, full disclosure, I'm not a foreign policy specialist when it comes to that part of the language in the political world. I really don't even give two hoots. You understand what I'm telling you? I really do not give two hoots for a quote unquote state that has a dome that protects them from missiles, but yet they're taking our American soldiers our American tax dollars, our American weaponry overseas to help unalive people who don't even have the technology capability, not even gonna say capability, technology, weaponry to even fight. It's like Mike Tyson versus a fucking amateur boxer. See, they ain't looking at it in that spectrum. But the spectrum they looking at it is, oh, people holding their Bibles, Christians in the Holy Land, fragile, unable to defend themselves people. Get out of here. Get out of here.
One Jew.
I don't care what his description is. I just know.
I mean, you were the one that brought it. You said Israel, but then you limited it.
You said Jews.
No. You said Israel. You said Israel. So then I said the Jews, and then you said, no, just one. So that's not Israel. That's just one guy who leads Israel. Is that what you're saying? It's just one Jewish?
It's in fact right there. I did say Israel. So Israel represents the people. I understand where he's going with it, but the terminology he used by language factor is Jewish. The Jewish people in the state of Israel is like America and the American people. You can't get around it. It's one and the same. But my logic of what I'm saying about Israel would be the same as America. The American people aren't the problem for the people overseas. It's the American government that's the problem for people overseas. It ain't the Jewish people that's the problem for the Palestinian. It's Israel that's the problem for the people in Palestine. And I'm not a foreign specialist.
Guy?
Whoever that crazy guy is.
You don't even know his name and he runs everything?
I just can't pronounce it. That's all. I don't want to look like a fool trying to pronounce it.
Benjamin Netanyahu. Or you can call him Bibi.
Before we get the Diddy, Bibby, whatever, no Diddy, please go look up the video of this man right here. You just heard his name. Just go look up the video. You just heard his name. So it's not even my words. I'm going to paraphrase it by far, but it's his words. Go look up the video. Go watch his posturing. Go watch his language. Go watch his demeanor. Go watch it. He says to the fucking person giving the interview, we ain't worried about America. America is in the palm of our hands. They will do. They will follow. They love us. That's what he said. So when I'm listening to him say that, and I'm like, your actions definitely speak louder than words, because you're right. The Americans are not doing anything to stop you from this fucking Holocaust that you're doing to other people. The Americans is not stopping you from all this atrocity that you are committing. You are right. The American people are in the palm of your hand.
Bibi. Everybody calls him Bibi.
That dude.
Yeah. So you think Bibi runs everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So in his interview.
So he runs. So he runs the Democrats and the Republicans.
Yeah, he told you in the interview.
What did he tell me in what interview?
He said, America's in the palm of our hands. They love us so much, they will not buck back.
And so what does that mean to you?
That means the political party system is sold.
Facts. In fact, he talking about Democrat or Republican. I'm telling you, he's got both sides on lock. The man tell you for himself. Let the man tell you for himself now.
שהמחיר יהיה כבד מנשוא. כרגע המחיר לא כבד מנשוא. על התקפה רבת היקף על הרשות הפלסטינית. זה מתחת שהכל מתמוטט.
לא פוחדים, צוחקים להם, יראו לנו את זה, ישב פה בצחוק ופשוט הם לא פוחדים.
זה מה שמביא אותם
רגע, אבל אז השוק גם העולם יגיד מה, אתם כובשים? אתה לא מפחד מהעולם, ביבי.
במיוחד היום עם אמריקה, אני יודע מה זה אמריקה.
That's year 2021. I mean, 2001 that they asked him, I believe, said the beginning of it. If he didn't have no fear, no whatever, man.
זה דבר שאפשר להזיז אותו בקלות, להזיז לכיוון הנכון. אבל לא יפריע לו.
אז שאני אנחנו עושים איזה משהו, אז הם...
יש עליה, נניח שהם אומרים משהו.
Even if they say something. What are they going to do? 80%. So my question was, who are these 80% of people? Who are these 80% supporters? Who are these? That obviously means I'm in the 20%. That obviously means I'm in the 20% that don't support this bullshit. Who is the 80%?
זה אבסורד, לא פחדתי להתעמת שם. לא פחדתי להתעמת עם קלינטון, לא פחדתי להתעמת עם אובמה. מה היו הסכמי אוסלו? הסכמי אוסלו שהכנסת חתמה עליהם. שאלו אותי לפני הבחירות, את קיים, אוקיי, בתנאי כפוף להדדיות וצמצום הנסיגות. אבל איך מצמצם את הנסיגות? אני אתן פירוש להסכם שיאפשר לי להפסיק את הדהירה הזאת לקווי 67.
This man saying it right out of his own damn mouth. Right out of his own damn mouth.
The fact that America views Israel as an ally and will back Israel in virtually all cases, you equate that to being sold?
You just saw that 80%. You just saw that 80%. You just saw it.
All cases. That's preposterous.
In virtually all, I said virtually all cases, because you're getting pushback from various sectors in the American population right now against Israel.
And look what's being done to them. They're being ostracized, and they're Americans.
Well, I mean, being an American doesn't preclude you from being ostracized if you have really abhorrent views.
Being from Israel does not put you above Americans.
And did anybody make that case that they are above Americans?
Surely is if you start trying to get all these protesters rounded up.
What do you mean rounded up?
However Trump or however most of his supporters want to put it. But we're about to see it.
We're about to see what?
Protesters being arrested, protesters being whatever they language that they use when it comes to them.
So if you've got people that are harassing and intimidating and even assaulting Jewish people on the streets, do you think that?
Now, watch how, in my personal opinion only, facts and opinions, watch how, in my opinion only, how he's about to take this damn pretty little blanket and he's about to cover the Jewish people. Right? He's about to take that blanket and cover just the Jewish people. Just so you can have that sympathy or empathy to go along with his theory or go along with his analogy. If you would have took that blanket and put it on any other ethnic group, he wouldn't go along with it.
That's protest, or do you think that is an arrestable offense?
I think it's wrong.
That's not what I asked.
It's wrong.
Do you think that is an arrestable offense?
It depends on the action.
Sure. So if you are, let's say, blocking Jews from accessing a building,
So,
not arrestable.
that you don't think.
now if you're blocking uh, 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 people, we the people, from access to government documents, which are public information, is that not an arrestable offense? Even if you're a government official, even if you work for the state, even if you work for the city?
think that's arrestable. So how about surrounding Jews on the street and screaming at them as they attempt to, go about their lives in peace?
It's not arrestable.
Not arrestable. How about taking over public property with tents and such?
It's not arrestable.
Yeah. How about
you finding out you got these crooked landlords that's in cahoots with people that work at the courthouse, at the clerk of court's office, filing false documentation on people? Is that not arrestable?
calling for the annihilation of Jews?
It's not arrestable.
So is there anything that is arrestable when it comes to
putting
harassing
your hands on me.
Jews? Well, no.
Putting your hands on some.
See, he was about to say, is there anything arrestable when it comes to harassing the Jews? Cut that real short by saying no. What is arrestable is putting your hands on people. No. Come on, Pete.
Somebody physically.
Okay,
It's
well, that's
arrestable.
just battery. What about assault?
That's just battery. See, because nobody's putting their hands on them, ain't nobody batterizing them. He still want to focus on the point of people protesting against them in their government. Same as if they was to do against the American people in their government. When when Americans go overseas somewhere and all this shit here, it's the same game.
Because what you've just described is battery.
Facts.
What about just assault?
Mm-hmm. You mean
Because what I
saying,
outlined-
Hey, Pete,
no.
your hair is.
No, because
So
what
like if I'm saying, hey, Pete, your hair is raggedy, I'm assaulting you verbally.
No, if there's an element of intimidation or an implied threat,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, like, that's what I was describing, are various cases that are assault, where like, if I were to just jump out at you, like to scare you, quote unquote, like, that's assault. That's why it's assault and battery.
I've never heard of jumping out to scare someone, quote unquote, being assault. I've never. You can see the gray hairs on me. I need a haircut, but you can see the gray hairs on me. I have never heard of jumping out to scare someone can be classified as assault. You can be charged with assault if you jump out to scare someone. I've never heard it. I've never heard it.
I jump out, scare you, and then I hit you, then that's assault and battery. So what you said, like these levels of assault that I ran through, like to you, those are not arrestable offenses.
No, sir. If you jump out and try to scare me, I'm going to go, oh, my Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not getting arrested, Pete.
No, yes, you can be arrested. That's like I said, that's assault.
I would not press charges on you.
You may not.
I would not do that to you.
Corey, you may not. But if
to those who do, that's good.
Corey, if I, along with, say, 200
you
other
have that right,
people,
Pete.
no, Corey,
You have that right.
if I, along with 200 other people, all surround you and accost you, right, and jump at you and intimidate and threaten you, you're saying that's not arrestable, and I'm saying that
sir.
I'm saying that actually is an arrestable offense, and most
Because
people
you
that
were scared.
Period. I may lose viewers. I may gain viewers. I don't know. I don't care, likes or dislikes. But it is a majority of white male men who have a lot of white female supporters, Asian supporters, fucking whatever, Italian support. Women love those, all those type of, those supporters for those type of languages of fear. Oh, you scared me? Press charges. Oh, you scared me. That was an assault. Oh, you scared me. Thus, when they join particular institutions, i.e., the police department, i.e., law enforcement, oh, you scared me. I fear for my life. Therefore, someone gets unalive.
If
That's
the
why it's
victim,
arrestable. Your fear.
no, it's because the action of the person doing the thing is
So what
codified
if
as
y'all both
against
do it
the
to each
law.
other? So if
See,
y'all do it to each
Corey,
other, then what?
Corey,
Null and void?
Corey, you're being purposefully obtuse because I think you feel like you're
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay,
Yes, sir, I am.
okay,
You know
good.
that.
Yeah. All right, we agree. You're obtuse. Cool. All right. Thanks for the call. I think. I mean, I don't know. I could have done anything that I prepped.
And that was Pete Callender's show. I thank Pete for that. You know, but hey, here on Facts and Opinions, let's talk about it. This was a great score for me because number one in the radio world, talk radio, 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Not 30 seconds, 1 minute and a half, 8 minutes. Whether you want to call it jibber jabber or nonsense, or here's the fun part. Let's listen to the comments. Let's listen to the callers.
Rather than kill that 8 minutes. Anyway, I can't believe this is not that Ben Dreyfuss. Or wait, the actor? Is his name Ben Dreyfuss? Richard Dreyfuss. Ben, I think, is his son. But maybe not. Let me see. I don't care. I think it is actually his son. Anyway, he says, I can't believe in a little over 1 week, half of the country is going to be sent to concentration camps, and we still don't know even which half.
Wasn't a good joke.
Steve says, Pete, it would appear that Corey does not know the meaning of the word obtuse. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he does. Alan says, Corey is the king of vagary. Since he has no substance, he cannot make a point. No, I think the point he was making was that it's the Jews. Actually,
He put me right in that 20%. When everyone, but not everyone, but when you watch this video, you're going to see who Corey was specifically talking about. And it's not the Jewish people. It's not the Jewish people. Now, those people that support him are just as bad as him. Those people over here in America that support the bullshit providers that help provide for this type of shit, they're just as worse as them. It's the same game. He knows it. He knows it.
no, sorry, it's just one. My bad. Sorry. I don't want to mischaracterize. It's just one. It's one Jewish man is able to control all of America and all of the people, all of the... Yeah.
80%.
80%. Oh, hang on a second. I did not mean to delete that. John says the frightening part of that call was realizing that there are people who think he is intelligent. Right. Well, I'm sure Corey believes that his ideas make sense. Most people do not hold views that they believe are incorrect, right? And so Corey believes that he has it figured out. And I'm sure that gives him peace. And I'm sure he really does believe that he is none of these labels, none of these political labels. But he doesn't.
See, he said Corey believes that he's not done in these labels. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Constitutionalist. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a patriot. I'm not a left wing. I'm not a right wing. So he thinks I don't know if I'm one of these parties or not. I'm not. I am not. But what I am is for a politician's worst nightmares. Because I'm going to tell you both sides are full of bullshit. Period. Smell it, see it, hear it. Period.
Vote. So.
Nope, don't vote.
That's awesome. No, really,
Very
it's
awesome.
it's awesome that he does not vote.
Very
He is
awesome.
not going to cancel out anybody else who pays attention.
And can't cancel you out. And can't cancel you out. You pay attention to whatever you're paying attention to. I can't cancel you out. Period. Can't do
So
it.
that's a good thing. Yeah, Greg does not believe that Corey is a neutral observer. Stan says, you confirm for me why I like you and listen to you.
Now, here's why he don't think I'm a neutral observer. Because I pointed out Israel. See, because I pointed out Israel, I'm not on his side, so therefore I'm not a neutral observer. But if I'd have pointed out Ukraine, not being on the Democrat side, I'd have been on his side. Therefore, I probably would have been a neutral observer. See, both sides. Both sides is playing the game. Last time I checked, everybody, quote unquote, not supposed to be like in Russia. Democrats and the Republicans. But the Democrat side, quote unquote, from what he said, they said, is helping Ukraine. And they're the cousins. And that ain't number cousins fighting cousins. Come on now.
Your show. Anyone whose idea of fun in their off time is messing with the minds of the lefty vibes type is my kind of person. Sometimes it's just too hard to resist, though. Yeah, no, it's. I'm aware the live streaming is not working correctly or has not been working correctly.
I said, full disclosure, I do not own the copyrights to any of this audio on this from this man's podcast, WBT 1110 AM. Please check that show out. You can catch Pete. I do believe Pete comes on right around the 1 o'clock hour. Definitely. And also listen to my man Brent Warner. Brent comes on right around that 3-4 o'clock hour. I definitely call in and talk to Brent most of the time around 6. But I love doing this. I love calling in on talk radio. Like I said, I love talking to them. I love hearing the listeners' feedback on it. I just like hearing other people's thought process and concepts or thought processes and opinions. But as always, this is man Corey Mack. I'm back. You feel me? This is Facts and Opinions. Let's talk about it. Y'all let me know what y'all think out there. As always, y'all be safe. Peace and love. Peace and love. Until see you again. Let's go.